Welcome everyone. This is Michael from the Marks Group Live. Happy to be reviewing with you social media in Zoho CRM. After this video is over, please feel free to email us at support@marksgrouplive.com for any questions on this topic or on anything else Zoho. Also, be sure to rate this class as well, helping out your fellow Zoho users and helping us to improve our video library. Now, when I'm not working on when I'm not working with the Marks Group, on CRMs, one of the things I've been doing is teaching an online class on social media and organizations at the University of Western Ontario. That's why I'm really excited to bring you this quick lesson on social media within Zoho CRM. So here's what's coming in today's session. First, I'm going to look at some of the possibilities that Zoho makes available to us in terms of integrating social and the Zoho environment, including CRM. We're going to look at where to find the social tab in Zoho CRM. We're going to look at establishing a brand, connecting a couple of accounts, and then actually seeing what we can do with those accounts once we've connected them. Now, before we get into our Zoho work, one more word of advice, or two words, I guess. If your screen doesn't look like mine, don't panic. Your instance may have been set up slightly differently from mine, and there may be a few differences in some of the screens. Also, sometimes Zoho itself changes the way that some of the screens look. Most of what I demonstrate today should work across multiple versions or installations of Zoho, notwithstanding issues of whether you're on a plan, a Zoho plan that affords you these features. If you're trying to replicate what I'm doing and you have any trouble with any part of this, do drop us a line at support@marksgrouplive.com and we'll see what we can do to help you out. Now let's start with a quick look at what Zoho offers in terms of social media, and not necessarily just in the context of the CRM. Now, here is the Zoho Social icon. It's the icon for the Zoho Social app. It's dynamic or something. Anyway, Social is its own standalone product along the lines of something like Buffer or Hootsuite. There is a free version of Zoho that's Zoho Social that's pretty good. It's a fine place to start if you want to start managing multiple social media channels. Then, of course, there's the paid version of Zoho Social that has there are 4 different paid plans. There are different increasing features at each price point. In the lesson that I have on the Zoho Social app, I look at these in far greater detail than I am right now. But in between these, we have something called Zoho Social Lite that you get with any paid version of Zoho CRM. Now that's Social Lite. That's 2 words, not one. I have no idea what a Zoho Social Lite would look like. Anyway, so today we're going to be looking really at that blue thing. We're going to be looking at social media functions within Zoho CRM. Let me see. Let's go over to there. Right. So once we're in Zoho, you will probably find the social tab under the ellipsis here. See, let me activate that screen. There I am. You'll probably find it under the ellipsis here, unless you happen to have set it up so that you're controlling your tabs and you've configured your tabs to be under the social tab to be closer to the top here. But in most cases, you'll probably find it there. I've just used it, so I've had it highlighted. Of course, we can search for it, and there we find it. All right. Zoho starts by telling me that I have nothing connected. And it's asking me to get started. Let me see if that comes up. Yeah, there we go. So Zoho invites me to set up a new brand. Zoho Social uses the terms brand and social channels. It's important to understand these terms in order to figure out exactly what Zoho means when it's asking for certain things. So let's see if I got that here. All right. So there we go. So in Zoho, we have what are called brands and social channels. A brand is something as simple as the organization, the company that you're in. This version of Zoho gives you a single brand, or sorry, yeah, this version of Zoho Social gives you a single brand. More expensive versions of Zoho Social actually give you the ability to have multiple brands. A brand is a single business unit. It's often represented by a single domain or a single logo. There may be multiple products, even different product lines, but there will be some overlap between them. It's an identity, and it probably has a single set of business support systems, one payroll office and one set of tax returns. That's why Zoho's limitation of a single brand for most plans isn't really a huge problem for a lot of businesses. By contrast, a social media channel, that's basically up to 5 different social media sites. So you've got Instagram up there, LinkedIn, Facebook, Google, which includes Google My Business, as well as Twitter. And in fact, for the paid versions of Zoho on LinkedIn, you can have both a profile page and a business page. In Zoho CRM, however, I only have access to Facebook and Twitter. If the other platforms are important to your work, you might want to manage all of your social media activities from within Zoho Social. And of course, you'd still have the CRM functions within Zoho CRM, and some degree of overlap is available there as well. So in this demo, eventually I'm going to connect a Twitter account and my professional LinkedIn account, which I'll do shortly. But right now, I'm going to go into this setup first. As you can see, I'm actually in the setup menu. So if you haven't yet set up your Zoho Social accounts, it will take you to the setup screen. I'll show you how to get there the second way. If you don't want to go through Zoho Social, which should be somewhere here, there it is. You can also get there by clicking on this tab, and it should be under Channels, Social, and once again, we're at this screen where we are setting up. We're first setting it up. I'm going to take a quick look here at the 3 sub-tabs: brand settings, admin settings, and automate lead generation. You'll note that below the brand box, right to here, I've got text that says this account is synced with Mark's Group Live and Zoho Social. That's because we're on a paid version of Zoho CRM, which means we automatically get a better than free version of Zoho Social. In another class, we will look more closely at this relationship between the CRM and the social apps. In the second tab, I'll come back to the brand, setting up the brand. I'll come back to that in just a few moments. Under the Admin Settings tab, we can control who has access and who can control Zoho's integration with social media, who can access the social tab, and who can access social features outside of the Zoho tab. Outside of the social tab. Off on the right here, we can also see whether there are any users within our organization that have added their private social media handles to their profiles within this organization. If you're interested in doing this within your own organization, you might want to give us a call or drop us an email, and we can advise you in that regard, because there are some interesting nuances and subtleties to work with there. The next sub-tab, automate lead generation. This is where things get very interesting. This is where we can set up automation rules so that Zoho CRM can react automatically to things that happen on social media. Unlike telephone calls, things on social media tend to happen pretty much 24/7, and on weekends and bank holidays and days when nobody's in the office. And by setting up automated activities within Zoho CRM based on what is happening on social, you can react more quickly to what's going on out there. For example, we could define a rule so that as soon as somebody likes Mark's Group Live on Facebook, Zoho will create a lead for that person using public information available on that person's profile and assign that lead to a member of the organization along with a task to follow up. This integration between CRM and social media is what people refer to when they talk about social selling. Let's go back to the brand settings and actually make some connections. Right. So I'm going to click on New Brand, and I'm going to add the Marks Group Live Twitter account, Marks Group Live Trainer Twitter account. I'm going to leave Facebook alone for the time being. So Zoho pops up a question saying, I'm about to authorize my first app. Actually, this is not Zoho that's doing this. This is Twitter that has popped up this window, and it is asking me whether I want Zoho Social to be allowed to use my Twitter account. So the application will be able to read tweets, see whom I follow. It will be able to follow new people, update my profile, post tweets, and access my direct messages. So Zoho Social app will not see my email address or see my Twitter password. I'm going to go ahead and authorize this app. Now I've already logged into Twitter, so it already knows who I am there. So that's the Marks Group Live Trainer account. I can set permissions here, so I can actually control who has who has all three levels of permissions here. And I can set this so that only certain people within the organization or certain roles within the organization can do this. This is definitely a good idea. So there's my brand. Let's see. So now I've got a connection. Now let's see, can I do anything there? Marks Group Live. Let's leave that there. All right. Now that we've got this set up, I'm going to leave the admin settings exactly as they are. For now, I'm going to leave the automated lead generation alone for the time being. I will see if we can get into that in an advanced class on integrating social media and Zoho CRM. It is very powerful and very nifty. But right now, I'd actually like to go to the social tab and see what we can accomplish there. So once again, I'm going to look for my social tab and find it there. Right. So what we have here is we have 4 tabs. We have the dashboard, we have the monitor, we have the post, and we have the activity log. I'm going to start actually in the activity log. Now let's start in the dashboard. The dashboard has 2 sub-tabs. Actually, I should say the dashboard sub-tab has 2 sub-tabs. There's the Conversations tab and the Messages tab. Conversations are for posts, comments, mentions, likes, tweets, replies on Facebook and Twitter. The Message tab includes private messages that we send on these 2 platforms, or private messages we receive on these 2 platforms. There are some nice filters on the left side. So if we wind up getting a large number of people communicating with or about Marks Group Live, we'll be able to filter those to say only show me interactions that are coming from leads, people who are contacts, in accounts that are related to deals or customers. Let me advance here. We've done that, and now we're exploring the options. customers, accounts, or lead opportunities. So I can filter these. Here, if I have more than one brand set up, I can filter that by brand, or I can go back and configure it. Let me skip back to where we were. And right now, I've only configured the one account, the one Twitter account. The Facebook account has not been configured yet, so when I view all, it only shows me Twitter, which makes sense. So here are my conversations, and here are messages that have been either sent to me or messages, direct messages or private messages that I've sent or received. That's the dashboard. In Monitor, the Monitor, I can see what kinds of engagements I have on each network. So I can have multiple columns here for each network. Right now I've got 2 columns available here. So I can reposition columns by grabbing it at the top and going back or forth. I can choose what kind of information I see within each column. I can delete the column there. There are mentions. There's my timeline. I can add another column. And I can say, show me likes. Actually, no. Yeah, we can do likes. So now I've got 3 columns across there. I'm going to run out of space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this column for now. I'm going to show you another nifty feature here. I'm going to click on the plus button down here. I'm going to add a keyword people search. And I'm going to wonder why that looks the way it does. I wonder if I make my window, there we go. If I made my window just slightly larger, I got it all on screen. So my keyword search will be Mark's Group. Nope, no posts found with that keyword search. Let's see. Zoho, there we go. So, and I can save the column. So now I have a keyword search for Zoho. Let me shrink my screen again so I've got more space. So things are now where they ought to be. All right. So I can have, for Twitter, I can perform keyword searches, I can do user searches and save those columns as I just did with the word Zoho. That said, the total number of search terms cannot exceed 20. Next up, here, we have the Post tab. This displays posts from both Twitter and Facebook. Of course, I haven't set up Facebook, so we can't see it yet. And I haven't posted anything from here yet. So it allows me to engage with users by replying or posting. This is just as real as posting directly on each network, but it features vastly less advertising stuff than you'll find there. So how do I post? Bottom right corner, compose post. There we go. So now I can compose a new post on Twitter. So this is, let's just say, hello world, this is Mark's Group Live, coming to you from within Twitter. Sorry, actually, of course I'm within Twitter. Coming from within Zoho CRM's Social tab. And I don't need to hashtag that. Of course I can do that. I've got a counter here. It's actually correctly telling me that I have 192 characters left. I can add a picture to this, of course, and I can post that. And now it shows that I've got a post. And it shows me that the post went out 2 seconds ago. Now let's see if I can do something wildly dangerous here. let's see. If I switch to Twitter, let me see if I can bring this up ever so quickly. Let me add a window here. Let me do a window capture. A window capture. Here we go. I'm going to look for Firefox and I'm going to grab that window. There we go. So now what you can see is this is actually the Marks Group Live Trainer Twitter account, and you can see that I posted a few moments ago in let's do it this way. A few moments ago I posted from within Zoho CRM. I posted a message to Twitter, and here it has shown up actually on my Twitter feed moments later, which is to say, yes, it works. So finally, on the right, we have the activity log, and this is actually the activity log might make a lot more sense now. The activity logs keeps track of all the activities performed within the context of the social tab. So this is an excellent function insofar as it discourages people from careless posting. So that shows what I've done in the activities on Twitter and on Facebook. There's my post. All right. Now, before we leave this wickedly quick look at the social tab, I'd like to show you one more thing. And that is that Zoho gives you more than just a tab for social. It also lets you view social activities from elsewhere in the CRM. Now, let's see if I can try this. So, I'm sorry, that's not the right place. There we go. So I'm going to go to my contacts account, my contacts tab in Zoho Social. Now, I don't think Aga Hagedorn is actually a custom. I think Aga Hagedorn may be a semi-fictitious entity. But there we go. Down in the contacts menu, or in the contacts tab, one of the elements now in Zoho Social CRM is that there's a social section, and there is information about the Aga Hagedorn. There's no associated Twitter account. Let me try this though. Let's do this. I'm going to search for Michael Friesen. There we go. Now, actually, this one is me, educational technologist. So let's say that instead of Aga Hagedorn's record, I was looking for Michael Friesen's record. I could actually click on Associate Profile. In fact, let's do that right now. Let's associate that profile. And now we can see that that account has not interacted with our Twitter account yet. But you can see information about this contact. You can see that we can either follow or unfollow. I can tweet directly to that account. And of course, if that person is interacting with us, those interactions will come in here. All right. So let's take a quick review of what we've done today, because we have covered a lot of really interesting things. We've dealt with a lot of really cool stuff here. Let me switch my windows. I've got way too many open them right now. There we go. So in this session, we took a look at some of the possibilities in terms of the different applications we can use to work with social media within the Zoho environment. Specifically, we took a look at the Zoho CRM. We looked at where to find the social tab. We looked at how to set up a social presence or a social identity within Zoho. Actually, it's not so much as setting up the identity. What we did today was we connected an existing social media presence to our Zoho CRM account. We looked at how some of the options that exist. So we looked specifically at the social tab within Zoho CRM, and we also looked at the social section within the contacts tab of Zoho to see how we can actually engage with our clients more immediately, more directly, and on multiple channels. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Do check out our library for other training videos like this one. We have more videos on social media. If they're not already in the library, they will be very shortly. And if you have suggestions for other classes or questions that you may have about Zoho, please do email us at support@marksgrouplive.com. And thanks very much for watching.